Hello everyone, Dave here again, and today I guess I am officially starting my Warhammer journey there. I think I did a recent pickup video where I kind of showed some of the other stuff that I have, including the Armageddon box, as well as the 11th edition starter set and the introductory set. And I do have the current 11th edition introductory set as well. But we'll do that in a separate video. But today, I just want to sort of do a basic unboxing of the three kits that I have in front of me here. So I've got the paint and tool set, as well as the Space Marines paints kit, and the Orc Boys paint kit here as well. So there's going to be some duplicate stuff in here, which is going to be totally fine. These are paints that I'll probably end up using quite a bit. My actual plan, though, is to paint these models probably more like Blood Angels, because that's like the main Space Marine faction that I'm interested in to begin with. So, and I've been looking up truthfully, I've been looking up a lot of second edition Warhammer stuff, and I love the aesthetic of the second edition Warhammer kind of versus the grimdark stuff. So I think I try to go for more bright saturated colors if I can get them, depending on what the paints allow me to do. But I kind of want that second edition art style as best as I can when it comes to actually sitting down and painting. So we're gonna do the two kits here last. I'm gonna do the Orc kit last because I think that's the first one I'm going to actually go to assemble and do some painting in a separate video. It won't be in today's video, but this is just going to be unboxing the items here. And yeah, we got the paint and the tool set along with the paint set here. The paint set, again, I just kind of wanted a nice array of different paints, and I think it comes with the wash. I think it comes with the texture paint for the bases and stuff, but it also comes with clippers and edge filers for the mold lines of the minis. I know people I could use this here. I could use the back of this knife if I wanted to, but these are sold the way that they are. I think it was something to do in the UK with children's safety laws, so you couldn't be selling them sharp blades, but you could sell them like this particular thing here. But I mainly wanted it for the paints and the clippers, and yeah, so this is going to be kind of neat, and this will be the first Warhammer product I've ever actually opened, because last year I bought the starter set and the introductory set for 10th edition, and then it's oh well, 11th edition is going to be coming out in 2026 based off of their release schedule. So I was oh, so I kind of probably should have just waited. So I didn't bother opening any of the 10th edition stuff, but I'm going to. I'm going to try to paint them up. I don't want to damage the box here too badly. And I want to paint them up kind of again, the Marines will probably end up being Blood Angel colors. And then it'd be nice to have the Tyranids. My goal isn't to get into competitive play or anything like that, because I don't enjoy competitive play. I just like to play games to have fun, and I find competitive play people get way too into it. I'll never forget the Magic one where I went to, where it was just no such thing as conversation or, just being able to enjoy the moment. It was, tap this, play this trigger, no response, then move on to the next thing, declare triggers, and man, that's just not for me. Also, I gotta get some new blades here, because this thing is feeling a little on the dull side, and not the biggest fan. There we go. Of the old sticker seals, but let's go ahead and get this open, see what we got here. So yeah, I just want to have some casual kitchen table games of Warhammer. The table size is going to be dictated by my kitchen table. I'm not going to get a giant gaming table or anything like that. I just want to be able to put a 3-foot by 3-foot map down, which will fit on my table, and just have some casual fun games. And here we go. So this is in a card, almost like the egg carton style thing here. And there's probably, again, a lot of companies are trying to cut down on plastic. So I guess that's probably why they're doing that. We do have a paintbrush here. Warhammer starter brush. I'm going to say that we're probably going to have at least 3, 4, 5 of these brushes, although one of them is from a couple of years ago. So we'll see how they go. But yeah, I did also pick up a wet palette that comes with a brush set, and I've had a couple of brushes from a few years ago, ones that have kind of a wider, more triangular grip to them, just because sometimes my hand does shake, especially if I'm trying to like reach around stuff, like I'm trying to reach around my tripod. When I do get to the painting, I probably will do most of the painting off camera, just because it's so difficult to do things, sitting behind the tripod. So here is our mold line remover, and it does look like it's got a bit of a rough surface there for filing. So it's not particularly rough or coarse, but it's definitely a different feel than what's below it there. You can kind of see the separation, and yeah. So we got our mold line remover, and we got our clips here. And I know that there are better snips out there for like wargaming and stuff like that. I'm not at the point where I want to spend ridiculous amounts of money for like the high-end ones. This will do for now. All right, for what I need. So there we go. That even has a little Warhammer symbol on there. That's kind of neat. So we got those. I'm just gonna put these back in the. Just gonna put them back in the little baggie, and we'll take a look and see what paints we got there. All right, so this okay. So this is the effect paint, I think. Zendri Dust. I think this is the one for the bases. Although, wait, hold on. Nope, sorry, I'm wrong. That's just the color. Here we have Armageddon Dust. This is the texture paint. That's the texture paint. So this will go on the bases there. I'll have to give that a good shake and everything. Probably shouldn't do that while I'm leaning on the table. But anyway, so we got the we got the color if we need it, and we've got the texture paint. Then we've got, let's see here, Abaddon Black, Lead Belcher, so for like the silver things, guns, pieces, and whatnot. We have Retributor Armor, so this can go on the Marines. Although, again, I kind of just want to use like the yellow. Averland Sunset to make it look more like the second edition ones. We do have our Corax White. And then we've got Mornfang Brown. This is what, McCrag Blue? Yeah, okay. I've heard this color be named quite a bit. Along with Mephiston Red. I've heard that color get named quite a few times as well in some of the videos that I've watched. Then we've got Rakith Flesh. Then we got our Auric Flesh. Kind of a sickly looking green there. And then finally we have a shade, Agrax Earthshade. So this is like our wash type of thing. So anyway, a pretty decent collection of paints to start with there. So I'm pretty happy to have those. I don't even know where all these. I'm not necessarily trying to put them back in any specific order, but I do remember that the yellow was here. We're just trying to get these back in. So yeah, so that is the paint set, the paint and tool set. So we got that. I feel like this thing popped out because there's a spot for it underneath where the sprue cutter goes. So we'll put this back for now. Just realized I also probably would have opened it from the other end there, but I guess I was just getting a little bit ahead of myself. So those are the paints. I don't know if I would continue to buy like the Citadel paints going forward. I might just get, you know, some of the, you know, the craft paints and stuff like that from my area and just like water them down. We'll see. We'll see. I actually kind of want to get the War Painter. I have like a bunch of War Painter mini paints for. Whoops, forgot the brush. That's okay. For the D&D line, so those should be useful too. I really should look at opening those up and doing something with them. Okay, and then we got our Intercessors paint kit, our start here. So we got Space Marines, comes with 2 of them. So 2 Citadel miniatures. We got the paints there. They have been rebranded to Warhammer paints. I actually watched a video where like you would hear people say that like they've had people question them whether the Citadel paint works with Warhammer miniatures, and I mean any paint works with any miniature basically. It's just a matter of how good they are, the quality of them and stuff. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, I was looking at some like Army Painter stuff that I might be interested in getting if they put some of the sets on sale. I don't want to do like, I don't want to get into the speed paints or contrast paint stuff, because I want to paint to relax and have fun. Same reason that I want to get into like tabletop, like some of these war games. Like I got BattleTech for Alpha Strike, and then, you know, Warhammer. I've got the Mutant Year Zero Zone Wars as well, kind of for like a similar reason, just for something to kind of relax and just play and have fun with friends with. All right, let's open this up here. Well, helps if I cut the easiest part to cut. Alright, so same kind of tray. And I know I've heard people complain about the tray because they want to use, like, they use the plastic ones as a palette. So what we do, or what I do, is I just have these margarine containers. And the lid is the palette, which I wash when I'm done with everything. And then it's just a nice big container of water. And I got a couple here just in case something happens to one. But yeah, that's what I end up using. Nothing super fancy. And okay, so we got our models here. And so these are like the push fit design. So like technically you don't need glue. I still am going to glue them. It looks like they are not customizable. It looks like they're everything that you need specifically for the 2 guys here. Okay, I was trying to figure out why there's only one leg piece, but... And, oh, okay, I might have to paint these as Ultramarines. Also, is that supposed to have a hole? I don't think that's supposed to have a hole in the chest piece there. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that. I might have to see if I can contact Games Workshop. I mean, I wanted to paint the orcs first anyway, but they do have the Ultramarine insignia actually like molded onto the plastic. It's not like a transfer, like they're not left blank. So but weirdly, like, no instructions on... Oh, wait, no, sorry, there are instructions on the back, aren't they? Yeah, okay, never mind. The instructions are on the back. And it tells you sort of like the paint guide and stuff like that there as well. So, again, we got that. We got our bases. And another starter brush, which is the exact same as the last one. And for our colors, these are ones that would have probably appeared in the other paint kit, I think, as well. So we got Retributor Armor... Uh-oh, we have a piece that came out. Oh, we have a shoulder piece that popped out. Okay. Yep, that was down there. Okay. Just set that in there. Yeah, so we had the Retributor. This should be the Lead Belcher. We got our McCrag Blue. Oh. I mean, I could sand off the insignia if I really wanted to, but I'm probably not going to do that. These are just going to be, like, the minis from these kits. They're not enough to put into, like, an actual army, I guess, because there's only 2 of these guys. I think a squad is, 5? Or 4 with the leader. Abaddon Black. So, I mean, I might do some Ultramarines at some point. Heck, I might even do Ultramarines for the 10th edition stuff, just so I have the 2 different options there. And then, go up against either Orcs or the Tyranids. And then Mournfang Brown, which would be for, like, the base there. So, yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I will have to contact Games Workshop. So I'm actually going to leave this open so I can take the picture of the chest piece that's completely got a giant hole in it. I mean, it'd kind of be cool if I was skilled enough to turn that into, like, battle damage, or if I was, skilled enough to use, I think it's called, like, Milliput, or, like, green stuff, where you can shape it and mold it and use it to fill in stuff like that. But I'm just gonna contact the customer service, and give me a chance to test their customer service, because good customer service is something that I think is important when you're dealing with buying things from companies that cost a lot of money. So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead now and open up the final set for this kit. This is the one that I'm the most looking forward to, and I kind of wish that this was the same scale as, like, D&D. Because I would love to use these Orc minis in, like, a Starfinder game. And you know what? I probably still might, just because, screw it. If they're on slightly larger bases, they're on slightly larger bases. But yeah, I love the Space Orcs. And again, most of the Warhammer stuff that I've watched is actually 2nd edition, like, unboxing videos or paint videos. Or like the unboxing the Gorka Morka, like, vehicle combat game that was, basically like different like Mad Max but with orcs. And I just love orcs in general. I've done multiple D&D campaigns where orcs were the main villain, and I tried to keep them threatening all the way through until, like, the high level play, because I think they're cool. All right, is that okay? That didn't quite puncture there. Again, I need to get a sharper blade. I'm also trying not to put too much pressure on stuff there, because I don't want to cut it. Like, I like the packaging. I'm not entirely convinced I'm going to keep the boxes. But at this point, I'm still, leaning towards doing that, because I like the artwork and stuff on them. And here are our Orcs. And we got 3 bases. So this is the standard D&D size base. But this would be for the Gretchen, which is basically like a goblin kind of idea. And then we got our 2 Orc bases there. And here is the sprues. So the Orcs look like they're going to be a lot easier to put together. This one's got both arms. That one has an arm there and that there. Okay, I guess we can look at it this way. We got the 2 Orc faces. And the detail on these are actually really nice. Like, I'm kind of comparing this to things like the Nulzar's minis for D&D. And the lines feel like, just the details on, like, the Orc's face there, they feel sharper than what's on the D&D minis one. But yeah, so these should be pretty simple to put together. Orcs are kind of hunched over there, and we got our little Gretchen guy who's literally just 2 pieces that go together. So yeah, cool stuff. And the Orcs are different sculpts, which is kind of cool. I don't think the Marines are. I think the Marines are both the exact same. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. No, yeah, no, they do look like they're maybe slightly different there. One's looking off in a different direction. So yeah, I guess they are kind of different sculpts, which is neat. And then, of course, for our colors, once again, we've got our Mournfang Brown. This should be the Abaddon, or sorry, Zendari Dust, or Zendri Dust. We've got our Lead Belcher. So I got a lot for painting the metallics there. I've got quite a few of the Abaddon Blacks, which is great, because that's probably going to be a common color. Corax White, and of course our Auric Flesh. So there we go. These look really, really cool. I'm really looking forward to assembling these, which will probably be in a separate video, cleaning them up, and priming and painting. So yes, like I said, the only thing I got to do is take a picture of that Space Marine, and with the hole in his chest. And again, like it would be cool to do like battle damage. I'm just not, I'm not at that level. It's been a long time since I painted a mini. The last miniature I painted was that Beholder. No, that's not true. I painted a Green Dragon. Since then, with like paints you would buy at like Michael's or dollar stores or stuff like that. So anyway, cool stuff, and yeah, really nice kits. And I think these are going to be great as like a starter thing, like for the first things that I paint, because I was kind of looking at the Armageddon box, and even the introductory box, which, if I recall from seeing somebody else's video, the introductory box is actually kind of neat, because the Marines are molded in blue plastic, and the Orcs are molded in green plastic. So even if you don't paint them, you'd be able to just put them together and play with them at the table, because they're easy to distinguish from one another, like color-wise. So, yeah, I don't know why it says there's no tools required. You definitely need to snip them off of the. You definitely need to snip them off the sprues. But yeah, so we'll be moving on to this set once I've painted these guys here, and feel a little more comfortable or confident in doing that. And then we'll move on to the Armageddon box, and hopefully I'll be able to have some friends over and just play some games, play some Warhammer games. So anyway, let me know in the comments below if you picked up these paint sets in the past. What are your thoughts on them? I know you gotta like water down the paint, stuff like that. Like I said, I did pick up a wet palette, although I'm probably going to use this first, because that's what I'm used to. And then I'll work my way towards the wet palette. Yeah, so it's very humid here in Nova Scotia, so I don't know how quickly the paints will dry on the thing, especially when they're watered down. But we'll start with this, and then we'll move on to the wet palette, because I kind of want to have a base of comparison anyway. For how those two will, sort of be different from one another. But yeah, really cool. I'm looking forward to getting into this and painting it. And like I said, the Armageddon box was a belated birthday gift from my wife, so I want to do those minis justice. I do not want to do like sloppy jobs on them. I want to have a little bit of painting practice. I might even do like the 10th edition introductory box as well before I get into the Armageddon one, just so I've got plenty of practice, and hopefully we'll be halfway decent at painting some of these things. So yeah, thank you all so very much for your time. I truly appreciate it. And no, this is not going to become just a Warhammer channel, but it is something that I'm looking to get into, so we're going to kind of chronicle some of the earliest stages of it. And by the time this video goes up, I'm actually going to have a poll up on the channel, because I want to start doing more viewer polls to help sort of drive the channel, and give everyone sort of a sense of input on what I do. And it's going to be on like the next just regular RPG book that I review. It's not going to be a themed list or anything like that. It's just going to be sort of a smattering of different books from different eras. Some of it will be like current and brand new stuff. Some will be like sort of old school. Give me a chance to kind of look through some of those again and share my thoughts on them. So that poll will be going up. And in the meantime, hopefully, probably next week, I'll have my video starting to take apart take the minis off the sprues, start putting them together, and maybe even a little bit of the priming and painting process. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. We will see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Okay, quick update before we actually get into, contacting Games Workshop. I was looking a little more closely at the sprue here, and this hold is intentional. This is part of the push fit process. I looked at it, looked a little more deliberate than the more that I looked at it, but I realized because they do have two separate poses, like the one gun here just goes, so like it doesn't interfere with this guy's pose at all. However, this gun, where is it here? This gun does have a peg that will go into the Space Marine's chest. So this piece will go into there. And does the back, so the back only shows... Okay, yeah, so the back shows this particular mini being assembled. Oh, it looks like it's might be all. No, 1, 2, yeah. Oh, the two different minis. Oh, okay, yeah. So anyway, yeah, it does show that that is a deliberate hole. So there's no need to contact customer service. I just wanted to look at that a little bit more closely before I decide to do anything. So yeah, basically this gun has a peg that goes into that hole. So part of the push fit. If this were a regular model, it wouldn't have that. But because of like the push fit nature there, I guess that's the reason for it. So anyway, just want to throw that in at the end of the video. If you commented correcting me as to why this was the way that it was, or calling me an idiot because I didn't realize that there's supposed to be a thing slotting into that, I did figure it out. It just took me a second because I didn't look at the two different guns. I just looked at the one there and thought they were both the same model. So that's on me. Anyway, there we go. So that's straightened out, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take her easy.